Welcome back into Fox 54 for another week of the Blitz. I'm your morning anchor, Jackson Rowland.
And I'm your news producer, David Hawkey.
Each week we preview all the NFL action coming your way on Fox.
Plus the matchups for your Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers. Let's get this Week 17 started.
All right, first up is the 1 p.m. game coming up this Sunday right here on Fox. It's Bucs-Dolphins, a important divisional game for the Buccaneers. And David, they're on quite the losing streak right now.
Yes, they are. They're on a 3-game skid right now, all to NFC South division rivals.
Brutal stretch.
And they've lost by less than 4 points. I think they lost by 4, lost by 1, and by 3 last week to the Panthers. And something that they've been holding all year long, that NFC South title, now they're a game back behind the Panthers. So this is a must-win for them against a Dolphins team that now has a new quarterback.
Yeah, Dolphins team has been struggling. If you'd have asked me, 7-8 weeks ago, and I said, Buccaneers are a clear favorite, but now things are looking different. You lose Tua, you bring in Quinn Ewers. It's a whole new look. We don't know what this offense is going to look like coming out this week. They've got some weapons to do something interesting, and Baker Mayfield, in the last few weeks, has underperformed.
Yeah, he has not looked like the Baker of old, of where he was an MVP candidate up until like week 5. He did get Mike Evans back. They worked him in a little bit, but that Panthers defense was just too much for them. They need to rebound big here, and that's what where my money's going to. Baker and the Bucs, making Week 18 even more interesting.
Yeah, I think the Bucs come out here and get it done. Dolphins may struggle under Quinn Ewers, but it will be a fun one to watch.
All right, now it's time for America's Game of the Week that you can catch right here on Fox 54. It's the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Buffalo Bills. What do you think on this one, Jackson?
Well, this is a big game. I mean, both have already clinched playoff spots, but it's important for seeding. You have a Eagles team that hit a rough patch, but if you peak at the right time in the NFL, nobody really cares about the regular season, and Jalen Hurts seems to be back on the upward trend. Josh Allen, though, hurt his foot. He's listed as questionable, although I expect him to play Sunday and should be just fine. But this is going to be an interesting game. Defense early is what matters here. Both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of offensive weapons, a lot of firepower. I think if the Eagles get hot early, I'd likely pick them.
Okay, I can completely agree with you on that one. The Bills are still trying to fight for a playoff spot to possibly win the AFC East.
Yeah.
This game is at 4. The Jets and the Patriots play earlier. So coming into this game, I think that's going to matter most. If the Bills still have a shot at that AFC title, I think they'll play their heart out and probably beat the Eagles. But if they don't, I might just go easy on Josh Allen. Don't want to hurt your star quarterback. And the Eagles right now are, getting back on that Super Bowl track again. Saquon's been running the ball well as of late, a lot better than he did that first half. Jalen Hurts not turning over the ball. And I think it's all going to come down to that Patriots-Jets game. But if I have to put some money on it, I think I'm going to go Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think they're going to play their heart out either way, to be honest with you. I think there won't be enough time for them to know the Patriots-Jets outcome. I think both these teams are giving it a good shot because they know what's on the line for the postseason. It's going to be a fun game, but I'm still giving the Eagles a tip here. All right, David, now we're moving into our 2-state teams, and this is an interesting game. A lot of the line here for the Panthers especially. They're coming off a big win over the Bucs, but the Seahawks, we've talked about them being red hot all year, and they still look great.
Yes, they absolutely. That defense has looked phenomenal. And last week, just when you thought they were out of it, that offense
what a finish.
And the special teams brought them back into it, winning in overtime, going for 2 points in overtime for the win, and they got it. Right now, they're first in the NFC overall. And they're playing to keep that spot because the Rams are still right behind them. They're still hot. You also have the 49ers kind of sneaking into that division too.
Yeah, they're in the mix.
Yeah, and then obviously we have the Panthers. They need to win this game to hold that NFC South because then they have one more game against the Bucs in Week 18. So this matchup, I think, is going to be really defense heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, the Seattle's defense looks maybe the best in the league. And so I'm a little more concerned about Rico Dowdle in the run game from the Panthers. We didn't see that a whole lot last week, although a great overall offensive performance. The run game was lacking compared to normal. And so that against this front seven they're going to face from Seattle, which is brutal, I think that's going to be a challenge for them.
Oh, 1,000%. And something a couple weeks ago, Seattle had a tough time, their offense, against the Colts. And I think this defense is even better than them.
Yeah.
They've been getting picks when they need to at the end of the game to seal it. And that's pretty much what's been carrying them. That and Bryce Young not turning over the ball has been huge for the Panthers.
Yeah, if he can maintain conservative play like he has been and allow his weapons to work, he's going to be just fine. They've got to get the run game involved. But, you know, Seattle, you mentioned they struggled against the Colts. That's because my man Phillip Rivers is out there balling. But on a serious note, Seattle really can't afford to take a loss here. They're trying to take that #1 overall spot and keep it. It's going to be a good game.
I think it will be. And if where my money's going here is on Seattle, just to make Week 18 for the NFC South just a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, and I think Seattle takes a win as well here. I think the defense is just too much.
All right, Jackson, now to our other two-state team. We have the Atlanta Falcons at the Benz hosting they are coming off a loss, but they are still red hot, the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, they lost last week against another red-hot team, the Seahawks, so you can't really take too much away from them. The Falcons have seemed to find their groove once it doesn't matter. They told us we were out of the playoffs, and we started playing some football. Kirk Cousins coming in the mix seems to kind of start clicking with guys like Kyle Pitts, which opens up Bijan Robinson's passing game. He already was rushing well, so the offense for the Falcons looks really good right now. But defensively, are we able to stop Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and what they have going on right now? I'm not sure.
That's going to be a tough task. Puka last week, over 200 yards, just Stafford 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's going to be really big if they are able to stop them. They're going to have to. But their defense did struggle because they had a big lead up on Seattle last week.
Right.
And they just blew it at the end there. They couldn't stop them. Gave up two-point conversions, one that was very unorthodox that we could toss that up to
an outlier, sure.
Yeah, to an outlier. But the Falcons, 2 wins in a row now. I think this might be, the second time you guys have done that this season? Yeah. And that resurgence of Kyle Pitts has been major for them. And I think we've said it all years. Like, if Kyle Pitts is a factor, then their offense is going to keep going because then that opens up everything for Bijan. Catching, running.
Yeah, opens up a lot. And we're missing Drake London. He made his return Week 16, limited action, looked rusty. He's expected to play again Week 17, coming off the PCL sprain. But how involved is he and how much of a threat is he still after the injury? We're not sure. But Kyle Pitts adding this extra dimension has just changed the game. I mean, a record-setting performance he had a few weeks ago. We want to see more of that.
Yeah, and I think Monday night is going to be the time to do it. Monday Night Football, prime time, getting to the end of the year. Why not show out at home?
Absolutely. I got my money on the Rams, though. I think they get it done because of what this offense has done. I'm a Falcons fan. Y'all know this. But if you're betting money, maybe I'm going the Rams. The way Matthew Stafford looks right now is elite.
I'm going to have to agree with you there. Just, again, keep that Week 18 interesting. Just stay one behind Seattle. And who knows what it comes down to.
But if there was going to be any spoiler team when it didn't matter, it'd be Atlanta. Well, thanks for tuning in to another week of The Blitz right here on Fox 54. We're breaking down all the NFL action coming your way this weekend.
Plus the matchups for your Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers. I've been your news producer, David Waukee.
And I'm your morning anchor, Jackson Rowland. We'll see you next week on The Blitz.